Welcome to another edition of the Nightly News. Good evening, Ted. How are you this evening?
Good evening, Keith. More truth, logic, and common sense. It's good for the soul.
I have my laptop right here. I keep my laptop fairly close to me. I've never had to go hawk my laptop to buy drugs. But somebody lost their laptop, and everybody told us in the run-up to the election that it was fake. I'm talking about the famous Hunter Biden laptop that has a trove of things on there that mainstream media was in denial. I mean, this is horrific.
Now to a humiliating admission from the New York Times this week, which began with a story its rival, the New York Post, broke in October 2020 in the lead up to the presidential election. It concerned a laptop Hunter Biden had left at a Delaware computer store, which contained alarming information.
This laptop that intelligence officials have warned is likely Russian disinformation.
I get pretty fired up about how this works because, look, I mean, if the New York Post tells you your mom loves you, you should check it out. We are not talking about fully reliable sources here.
It feels like a repeat from last cycle. It's the, but her emails again, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Also, more than 50 former intelligence agents signed this letter saying it felt like the work of Russian hacker scallywags.
The facts were not just disputed, they were effectively censored, as Sky News presenter Shari Markson noted at the time with much concern.
This is unprecedented for Twitter, a tech giant, and Facebook as well, to effectively end the American tradition of free speech, of a free press. Something, it's almost like the state media in China blocking what people are able to read because they're so desperate to get Trump out of the White House that they don't want to apply any scrutiny to Joe Biden at all.
Was being paid for access to his vice president father, who was specifically put in charge of Ukraine and Russia.
Now, more than a year later, it turns out the laptop and at least some of its contents are in fact real.
Back to the Biden laptop. Over the years, the Bidens have reportedly been getting paid up to $50,000 per month to serve on a Ukrainian gas company's board, received $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife, and have gone on a $100,000 spending spree courtesy of a Chinese-linked credit card. So I want to know, where's all this money going? I want to know if this money is still flowing.
Are you saying that you have not had a recent interview with the FBI since becoming Secretary of State?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, and I'm happy to take that up with you offline.
Did the State Department turn over documents to the FBI related to Hunter Biden, Burisma, and or the Blue State Strategies Corporation?
You'll have to.
So you have no knowledge of this. You have had no. You don't. You are you saying you have not had an interview with the FBI since becoming Secretary of State?
It would not be appropriate for me to comment in a public forum on any legal proceedings that the department.
I'm not asking you to cooperate. I'm not asking you to comment on the legal proceedings. I'm just asking if you've been interviewed by the FBI since becoming Secretary of State.
Again, I'm not going to comment one way or another on any legal proceedings or not that may or may not have happened.
The Hunter Biden laptop is real. It's been real since the minute that laptop repair guy brought it to the FBI, and the FBI allegedly threatened him not to tell anybody if he wanted to stay alive. Have you heard that testimony? Wow. This is unbelievable. When the FBI, because I know some of these guys, and there were some real honest to God warriors in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but that the FBI is now getting away with this kind of criminal abuse of power and strong arm gangster tactics is, I'm afraid, right square in the lap of all those agents that don't blow the whistle. When you try to cover for them, you're the enemy of America, FBI. You're the enemy of America, CIA. You're the enemy of America, NSA. That's a tragedy. And somebody better have more than just a whistle to start blowing, because until we reverse this outrageous tsunami, this bombardment of abuse of power by the most powerful bureaucracies, this is not the United States of America. We are now a suburb of Havana, Cuba, and it's embarrassing, and we the people better start getting more involved. That's why I've always been called a radical, Keith, because I ask questions. I'm a critical thinker. That's good over evil. And America better start doing that in the midterm elections. That's our Concord Bridge. And the blunderbuss is the vote of conservative families who demand that God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, the golden rule, law and order, individual accountability. Until that is brought back in policy by our elected employees, we are not America. Shame on us.
Powerful. Powerful. Well, if you guys come back tomorrow, we'll have another blockbuster edition of The Nightly Nuge.